All right, boys. As you can see, man, we had to be the first one to defeat the legend difficulty towers. Now, again, as you can see, you get these chests and you get pretty much 6 gems. I believe on Challenger you get 5, so 1 gem extra. But you know, the amount of coins you get is a lot more. And I'm going to show you guys on what teams that I use to defeat all of the towers. Again, this is a legend difficulty. The towers feature characters or teams that have the actual combat class and stats. And this one specifically has 400k. 400k for the teams. And I'm going to show you guys how to defeat it going second. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe again. And hopefully you guys enjoy. Alright, boys, so here we are on Hero Arena. As you can see, we're just gonna be speeding through this real quick, and we are on the first tower. Again, we start from left to right. This is my guy Rio Tower. Again, we are using Archangel, or what people like to call it, AA. Again, this is gonna be a really solid team, especially for players who obviously wants to go second. Again, you want to use teams that are suited going second, and Goddess team has been a really good going second team since what, Light Mael. Again, if you're a person who plays top 100, you already know, like, when it comes to Goddess team, they just have so much defensive capabilities. Being able to not be stat lower is just really nice. And then you also have all that damage reduction or defense related stats on your characters, which can allow you to pretty much be able to tank hits. And now with the new addition of characters like new Marilli and stuff like that, and now Tristan and even Red Zariel, you're now able to passively heal. Dang, 6 million. You get to passively heal and be able to gain even more base stats for your team, which is obviously really, really nice. And again, it really is good that you have so much damage reduction on your characters, so you don't even get nuked so easily. Again, I like this first tower just because, again, it doesn't feature too many broken combos together. I believe with the towers, I don't think there's no buffs. Again, the only thing they said on the patch notes is that these towers are going to be based on actual combat class and stats. I didn't see anything about if they were going to have buffs or anything on these towers. So keep that in mind. And what they mean by like the actual combat class is that if you didn't know before, when you have modes like the Challenger and below, they would just flat 340ks and stuff like that, or 300k. That means that they kind of adjusted the stats of the team to allow it to pretty much stay at 340k. So it's not like they just found 340k teams and said, yeah, man, this is what you're going to use. They really adjusted those stats to allow you to face those teams. So that's why you probably felt like they probably felt as weak as they did, because again, they adjusted the stats of those characters. But now this is where they're not adjusting anything. So sometimes you can face probably a 400k box, a 400k team, or you might face a 390k team. Again, it's gonna be all in between. But again, I could be wrong about the teams having buffs, just because again, I'm not really I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not really a Guild Wars main. So all right, we tanked that, which I'm actually surprised I actually tanked on Zariel. I thought I was gonna get absolutely blasted, just because again, I'm assuming like this is a 6/6 Marilli, and we just nuking like 4 million and stuff like that, like crazy. And we gonna put a 1 damage tick on him. That's why I like corrupted Mayo on this team, because now you get you have like a solo, or if you know it's gonna be 1 character left, you can now get the 1 damage tick on him, which gives you another chance at passively healing. That's what I'm saying. You're just passively healing, so you don't have to worry about, okay, I need to put a healer on my team for me to get HP back. Yeah, you don't want that. All right, so you want to have characters that you don't have to think about using that healing card to heal. So characters like the new collab team is going to be really good, because Beta passively heals. AA or Archangel passively heals. I think those are the only teams that like passively heals. Everybody else just does so much damage that they heal regardless. Like with demons or even unknowns. Humans don't really heal. I don't know what humans do nowadays. I guess just don't work well together. That's something I know about the humans. Now this is gonna actually blast you. You might need 2 teams for this last part, just because LR Bond actually blasts you, because he still gains stats even if he didn't steal your stats. He still gains stats. So yeah, you can be stat lowered, but you will still get stats from it. So you still will take full amount of damage. So you might need 2 teams. Luckily enough for me, I had some good RNG, so I didn't have to really worry about it too much. I just kept single targeting the more important characters. Like Merlin was an important character because they get base stats, and you obviously apply those debuffs, which could be really annoying to you. But that's why I went for Merlin. And obviously I just go for straight attack cards. And the crazy thing is that this Marilli that I'm using is attack crit damage. So technically I do have low HP on this Marilli, but I do have a lot of attack. It's just that right now I have like a really low HP. Again, make sure you guys, if you are wondering the gears, I literally show it at the beginning. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be somebody asking like, yo, what's the gear? After I showed it in the beginning, the gear. Because this is like, what, 2 times speed? Because the towers does take a long time, because again, you have to really think about your plays sometimes. So sometimes this tower takes a little while. So whatever time limit you see, it's most likely is double, just double that. And as you can see, I did showcase the gear. The only character who has attack crit damage on here is Hail. Because usually Hail never dies because of that retrogression buff. And again, this is a damage cap team. Again, this is like a Ragnar team, just because again, there's a lot of towers that hit really hard. I think this tower, the second tower, is going to be the hardest one. And that's because this one has a really, really good Milim team. It has Milim, Narbarel, and Rimuru for your second team. Which, if you played against that type of team, obviously that gets rid of my retrogression. But I'm gonna show you guys why this team is really good for it. So we just nuke the Sins, and watch this. We're gonna go for this tower. I have used Thor instead of Tyr as well too for you guys. Thor works somewhat if you can somehow make sure she ain't at full HP. And watch this, we just one shot. So yeah, if you don't have Tyr, make sure you're gonna use Thor instead, and you want to make sure Thor is pretty close at that 50% threshold. So if Milim does try to like kill you, you can get your immunity buff at the 20% mark. Just let you know, that's what you really want to do. And again, you have another LR Bond team. If you see LR Bond, he's most likely gonna blast you. Be careful of the LR Bond teams. They blast you. That's why I'm using Ragnarok, so you have damage cap. One thing I probably would say is I probably should have used a team. Like, you know, he has all these debuffs on me. I probably should have used like 2 of my single targets, so Tyr can heal up my team and get rid of Bond stat lowering. I kind of gave him the immunity buff right there off of 1 AoE. But it's okay because we have Balder stance, which, remember, Balder, every time he uses stance, he gives you base stats as well too, or it does damage. And we're just gonna spam Hail cards. Usually Hail just blasts you. And GG. And you can see this is like the type of team I'm just using. I would say for this one, you just gotta be careful on where you keep your Thor HP. And that's because if you get hit twice, it's a 50% damage cap. So it's very easy for Thor characters to die if she had full HP. You usually don't want Thor at full HP because you want to keep proccing that immunity if you are going to use Thor. As you can see, he did get rid of my team, but it's already too late. All right, it's already too late because the unknown team is already broken. And usually when it comes to the AI, they usually want to use the Estrosa card and go after Deanne, which is perfect for me because now I can just have a free Hell. And that's why Hell is going to be really good for the second tower, is because the AI don't know what to do. So the AI plays dumb and starts attacking Deanne multiple times, even though she has the retrogression buff on her. And that's why this tower is very easy to, I won't say beat, but to counter. And also remember, guys, I don't think I said it at the beginning of the video, but I'm letting you guys know for the difficulty in terms of Hero Arena to get the max amount of rewards, it is not based on how many teams you use like what we had before. So if you use like 10 teams to defeat legend difficulty, you will still get the max amount of rewards. All right, so you don't need to use like 3 teams to beat to get the maximum amount of rewards. If you just beat it and it takes you 10 teams, that's gonna be perfectly fine. Just because I know a lot of people gonna be like, yo, I can't use 3 teams. Well, you don't need to. You can use how many teams you need to defeat now you got this one, which is the last one, which is gonna be featuring the fairies, or I guess you could say fairy / human collab team, because I know each of them have like the seasonal buff, but you only get 1 seasonal buff. It's just that all 3 work so well together that you really want to use them as a team. So it's not like I got like 3 of the buffs, all right, guys. It's just that they work all well together. Cause I know there's gonna be somebody asking like, yo, did you get like 3 seasonal buffs? No, it's only 1. It's just that the collab characters just flow so well together because they just made for each other. So you have Shadow, you have Alpha, and you also have Beta. And again, like I said before when I was talking about the AA team or Archangels, is that you want those second teams that can allow you to passively heal. Those are gonna allow you to be, you know, play a little bit easier and relax. So because of this team is able to passively heal using Beta's passive, you are now able to clear it a lot easier without any struggle, which is really nice. You know, obviously you want to not struggle when clearing the tower. So being able to passively heal, you don't have to worry about, yo, do I need a healer or not? And I was kind of debating if I should use something like LR King instead of Lancelot. But the more I think about it, Lancelot is definitely the one you really want to use. Just because when it comes to LR King, he doesn't get his passive because Sid is not a fairy. And Sid is definitely the more stronger character on that team. It's because, again, that AoE, after he gets his passive activated, I forgot what it's called, the fluidity. Once Shadow gets his fluidity buff activated, you're able to just one-shot teams, or at least nuke them to the point where they are going to be at like what, 20% and below HP. So that's why I kept Shadow on this team, because again, you want to keep that fluidity buff. Like, look how much damage you just do. Just too easy, man. And that's why I kept that fluidity. That's why I like Shadow for this team. Again, you probably could run like a full fairy team. Like, instead of Shadow, you put like LR King. But it's just that the match is gonna take a little bit longer, because now you're relying on Lancelot for damage instead of Lancelot, Shadow, and Alpha. And Alpha really not even a damage dealer on this team. Alpha is just there for the heals. Obviously, we know that she can hit hard, but she's really just there for the heals at the end of the day. And Shadow is really good too, because again, because of the AoE, you just casually just get rid of the base stat boosters without even trying. Like, watch this AoE. I'm gonna get rid of freaking Narbarel and them. Look at that, easy peasy, without even thinking about it. And that's what I said before. Usually you're on probably what stall if you're gonna use something like king and stuff like that. It just sucks sometimes because, you know, you want to use like some fun team, but you know, like, yo, I can't use those teams because it's gonna make the experience a lot longer. And as you can see right now, super easy team to beat. Again, it features Rimuru, which isn't going to do much. Again, it's just a regular unknown Halloween Merlin team, which I'm assuming is for something like AA. Because again, you have Halloween Merlin who prevents you from healing, and then you have Rimuru who can probably infect you and steal those buffs from those AA teams. Or I guess you can say it probably unknown too. The unknown, you also use AoEs. And this is gonna be the last one. As you can see, it features Light Mael, which is a complete joke, which is kind of crazy. I think this tower a lot easier when Challenger, because like the teams you just face are just not crazy. Like, and Challenger, you used to face like 30 Gelda teams, 30 Rimuru teams, and you couldn't do anything about it. But this tower, you're facing off against some lighthearted teams. Maybe next season it'll probably be a little bit harder, but this one is pretty easy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, make sure you guys like and subscribe again, and hopefully this helps you out. Again, super easy tower, easy difficulty. Maybe it'll be a lot difficult in the future, but for now, it is a walking cake.